What's going on, guys? So this is a how-to video. We have this X7 in, so we are going to be showing you how we're stripping that. First thing is first, we're going to start with the front bumper. I generally like to start with the front bumper and work my way back. So come along. Alright, so the first thing that I'm always going to grab is a panel tool. Panel tools are really good for taking off clips, getting in between panels. There are metal ones, there are plastic ones. So this is always my go-to, especially this one. So this has got just a little rubber ball. It's just easier to, just to pry off. So this is my favorite. So with these grills, I'm actually a fan of this grill, I think when the BMs changed this style of grill, a lot of people weren't a fan of the kidney grills because of the shape. The old ones were much smaller, had like a different oval shape like that. So right now this is the camera. So I'm literally just prying back the plastic that's surrounding it. Ease that out ever so gently. And she's out. Okay, so that's the grill out. Okay, so now that grill is now out, I'm looking at the top. I'm giving it a little bit of a pull and it feels really strong around the top. So that's obviously indicating to me that these screws must have a part to play in taking this off. So looking at that, I would say that's probably a T30. So that's what I'm gonna get next. I am also gonna grab a T27 as well, just in case. I was right, so it was a T30. So I'm gonna take off these screws here and then see if that loosens anything out for me. Now that I am taking out screws as well, to make sure I don't lose them, I'm going to put them all in a bag, label that up as front bumper, just so we keep all the screws in one safe place. Alright, so now I've taken off those screws at the top. I give it a little wiggle again, so now I can see there's much more movement. You can even see movement down here. Next thing, I'll take off the number plate. Phillips is a star. We're getting there, we'll take these off. So there's about 4 other Phillips on the actual plinth itself. So this is what I'm taking off now. Sometimes there isn't anything behind the plinth, sometimes there is, but it's always good to take it off and just have a look. And as I said, it's coming off anyway. Okay, so now we're gonna have a go. Now we're gonna go underneath the car. I'm gonna see what screws are sitting underneath that. I reckon it's probably like a 8mm, something like that. That's what a lot of cars generally tend to have underneath there. So we're just gonna have a quick look. Yeah. So as you can see, so that's an 8mm there, and this is, I think that's a rivet, plastic rivets. So the plastic rivets hold the bumper to the under tray and the 8mm to the under tray as well. But I actually reckon if I take off this 8mm, or maybe these ones, the whole bumper will come off, so I won't actually have to mess around with the plastic rivets. So let's see, there's only one way to find out. So we're just slowly taking off the 8mm that I can see underneath here. I can already see some movement. We've only had to take off 8 from the center section. And looking at that, I think there's probably 2 more for the sides. screws straight into the bag. We don't want to lose any of those. Right, next we're going to hit up the sides. They are normally screws that sit underneath the wheel arch. They tend to be 10 mils, but again, we don't know, so we're going to have a look first. If they are 10 mils, happy days. We'll get the ratchet, we'll just change this, and then we'll be able to get that screw out. Just before I actually go down the side, I always like to just turn the wheels one way. If we are working on the ramp, it's always easier. But I can actually just turn the wheel one way, give me as much space as possible just to get into the wheel arch, and that will help me identify what it is that I need. Yeah, so we're just going to start it up. I do like all this movement, so when you actually start up the X7, the steering wheel moves, and it moves quite a lot. Same way when you turn it off, so I do like this feature. It's quite a cool feature. Right, so we have two 8 mils there, so we'll get them off straight away. So we want to pop all of this back because the screw is going to sit around here. So this is a plastic panel tool. So I'm actually using the plastic one because I know that there is a clip here at the bottom, a clip on the side here, and a clip on this side. This side here is quite easy to get to, but this is a little bit more difficult. So what I'm going to use is a plastic panel tool so I don't scratch any of the paint. And that should help me just pry out this little trim with no damage. You just be able to just pull these out. We still have to be careful though, just because things are on poppers, you can't just yank it. Sometimes, just from experience, there might be a little hidden screw sitting there. To get that 10 mil out was a little bit tricky to do. There is also one other 8 mil from the top that you've got to get to. I had to take off the whole headgear just because it was getting in the way of me getting into that small gap. But we've now got that all out, so that means this should all come off. Give it a little wiggle. Just make sure there isn't any last screws. So these clips here, this clip is the one that needs to be taken off, so we're going to pull this white tab back, apply a little bit of pressure onto that, and it should slide out backwards. That's all done. That's the front bumper off, so we had to take off all the little clips that were holding it down. But yeah, that's the front bumper now off. So if you want to see more of how-to videos on how we strip, on how we wrap, just comment down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Watch out for the next video.